on, guys? Welcome to another Destiny video with Acrylic, and today's video we're going over the Warlock. So if you didn't get a chance to check out my Crucible tips with the Hunter, go check it out. I'll leave the link in the description below. But what I start off in that video with is the settings. I go to the settings and I adjust some of the settings for you guys who don't really know what sensitivity to run on or what type of controller or button layout to run on. So go check out the video first before you jump into the Warlock side. But without further ado, let's just get into it. I'll let you guys go check that out. You can even play that video while this one's playing as well. So anyways, guys, let's jump right into the Warlock. For those of you Warlock players, what I normally like to run on is Voidwalker. I like to run on Voidwalker just because of the blink. For those of you guys who watch my Hunter video, I love running blink shotgunning, and I know it's a little bit overpowered or annoying or whatever, but I'm that guy that blink shotguns you in Crucible, so I'm sorry. Starting off the armor, the Ram helmet, I haven't even gotten a chance to level it up, but if I did have it leveled up, I definitely would be using it because apparently it's super OP. So for those of you guys who have the Ram helmet and you have it leveled up and you like to run on Voidwalker, definitely run the Ram helmet. You can also run the Nothing Manacles. They are a good piece of armor for your gauntlets. They give you 2 scatter grenades and the scatter grenades track. I don't notice the scatter grenades really tracking that well, but the fact that you get 2 scatter grenades is insane because scatter grenades were pretty insane before when you just had 1 and they didn't even track. So if you're using Radiance or your Fireborn or your Sunslinger, then I definitely recommend using the Purified Robes if you have it leveled up. If not, then just stay on Voidwalker. Then it's really overpowered for Crucible. So I like to run the Ram helmet. I didn't really get a chance to mess around too much with my armor, but if I did have a chance to, I would definitely be looking for a lot of discipline and a lot of strength. So for them of you guys who have a lot of armor with a lot of discipline and a lot of strength, it can be any armor. It doesn't have to be an armor necessarily that I have or that I'm running. It can just be any armor that you know has a lot of discipline and intellect. You don't want to worry about strength. I'm sorry if I said worry about strength. Don't worry about strength. Forget about your strength. Try and get to 0 strength if you can. Even though the Warlock melees are really overpowered, just because you have the Ram helmet, you're not going to need strength at all if you're running the Ram helmet, because it's just going to give you lifesteal no matter what. So yeah, just focus on intellect and discipline if you can. You want your grenades fast. This is actually a pretty good build for the Warlock, even though I have a lot of strength and I'd rather have intellect, but nonetheless it's still pretty good. I'm definitely gonna have to mess around with that a little bit to find the perfect build, but like I said, guys, just find intellect and discipline and you'll be fine. Any armor that you have will do. And then we have, of course, my new monarchy. You gotta rock the new monarchy, and you guys can run whatever Warlock bond you want. Then we'll head over to the weapons. I'm still running the Thorn and the Matador and Tomorrow's Answer. If you guys don't know what a perfect build is in the rocket launcher, then you can check out my other video. Like I said in the beginning of the video, you can check out. I'll leave you the link in the description below. Definitely like to run a rocket launcher. Now LMGs are fine, but when heavy ammo comes, all those rockets, you know, you're not even gonna get a chance to shoot your LMG because there's gonna be like a million rockets flying at you, unless you play super passive. And if you can play super passive with a Joyous Hammer or any LMG that you have, then go ahead and rock it. Now for the Voidwalker, what I like to run is Axion Bolt, and you can use those scatter grenades if you have the Nothing Manacles, or you can just use them in general. Even if you don't have those gauntlets, they're still good grenades. But I like to run Axion Bolt because it makes anyone who's gonna push or be aggressive, it makes them slow down because they have to run away from an Axion Bolt. So I like to run Axion Bolt. I also like to run Blink because, you know, it's blink shotgunning. Now for your Noble Bomb, you can run any of these 3. Any of them are good. Lance is good, Shatter is good, and Vortex is good. I like to run Vortex, and I'll get into that when I get to the last perks. If you guys can already tell, I'm using Vortex Mastery, so that's why I like to run Vortex. And it, you know, it drops a giant vortex. If I'm shooting it at a flag, it'll leave it there, so whoever is left for my super or didn't die will be caught in the vortex and hopefully die or be really low in health, so I can just shoot them. And then for my energy drain, I like to run Surge, just because I get an extra increase in movement and speed. But you can do lifesteal if you're not using the Ram helmet. If you are using the Ram helmet, then there's not really any point. And Soul Rip, I guess it's okay if you're trying to get your Noble Bomb really fast. Now if I wanted to make a Noble Bomb class or Noble Bomb build, I would definitely be using Soul Rip. So if anybody who's wanted to get their Noble Bomb really quick, I definitely recommend using Soul Rip. But for me, I just use Surge because I feel like I move like the Flash, so I like that. I like being able to move fast and be aggressive. And then I use Arcane Wisdom, training focused on battle recovery and speed, because like I said in my other video, if you guys watched it, I want my recovery and my agility up as far as I can, because armor does not mean shit in Crucible. So you don't want to worry about that in PvP. Maybe in PvE you want to worry about your armor, but PvP doesn't matter. You're gonna have 200 HP no matter what. Then I like to use Annihilate because it increases the size of explosions created by my Nova Bomb. So my Nova Bomb is going to have a bigger blast radius, and I want that. And I want my grenades to also have a bigger blast radius, even though I'm using Axiom Bolt. But if I was using Scatter Grenade, then I would definitely be wanting to run Annihilate no matter what. You can also run Angry Magic. Angry Magic is good to use if you're using Shatter, so that way all 3 of the Nova Bombs that have split will track. But I don't normally run it when I'm just using a giant ass Vortex or giant ass Nova Bomb. I like to use Annihilate. So then I'm going to use Chaos Order because training focus on raw speed. I want my speed and agility, or my speed. I want my agility and my recovery up all the way. And then Vortex Mastery increases the range of Axiom Bolt Seekers and the duration of the Vortex effect of Nova Bomb and Vortex Grenade. And like I said earlier, that's why I run Vortex in my Nova Bomb. So that was the Void Walker. Now for those of you guys who are using Sunslinger, what I'd be running on Sunslinger is the Firebolt Grenades. These Firebolt Grenades are insane, and I'll tell you guys why in a little bit. We'll get to that part in a second. Now for my Glide, I use Focus Burst. I like to have an initial boost of speed instead of Balance Glide or Focus Control. I feel that Focus Burst works the best because that way I get up in the air as fast as possible, especially if I'm trying to get away. I like to blink a lot, so anything that gets me in the air fast is something that I'm going to run on Sunslinger or in a Titan class. And then I use Fireborn. Radiance cannot be activated from beyond the grave. I'm sure you guys know what Fireborn is. You use Radiance after you die. You can use any one of these if you're doing it for PvP, but I like to run Fireborn just because I can maybe clutch up if I died on a heavy ammo, or if I died on a flag and I was about to cap it, anything like that. And for Scorch, I like to use the Flame Shield. Damaging an enemy with Scorch reduces incoming damage for a short time. Flame Shield is really overpowered because it's not like you have to kill him, you get the shield. You just hit him and you have a shield. So that's really overpowered. I definitely recommend using Flame Shield. You can use Solar Wind or you can use Brimstone, but I really would not recommend it. I would go with Flame Shield, and I'm sure a lot of you guys agree. Then we have Arcane Force, training focus on toughness and speed. And like I said, you want your recovery and agility all the way up, so that's why I run it. Then Viking Funeral. Viking Funeral, it's so overpowered that it's not even allowed in sweats or tournaments. Now if you tag someone with your Firebolt Grenade, what Viking Funeral is going to do is going to bring down their health, and they're going to burn pretty much all the way to 10%. If you didn't shoot someone, you just hit them with your grenade and you tagged them, their health is going to go all the way down to 10%, and that's insane because at that point you can literally throw a rock at them and they're going to die, like a little pebble, and they're dead. So definitely run Viking Funeral if you're playing just regular PvP. And then Chaos Order, training focused on raw speed because like we said, we want our agility and our recovery all the way up. And then Touch of Flame, all grenades ignite enemies causing damage over time. You definitely want to run Touch of Flame if you're using Viking Funeral. Otherwise, using Viking Funeral, it's pointless if you're not using Touch of Flame. You can use Angel of Light, which I've never found to be useful in PvP, or Gift of the Sun, which is definitely useful, especially if you're playing sweats and you can't run Viking Funeral. But if you're just playing regular, Gift of the Sun is fine. But I definitely recommend using Touch of the Flame because that's where Viking Funeral comes into play. So guys, that was the Sunslinger, and that's pretty much everything on the Warlock. I think I covered about everything. If you guys didn't know what settings to run on or what button to layout to go on, then check out the other video, which will be in the link in the description below. But for you Warlock users, hopefully this helps you guys out. Don't pay attention to my armor. I didn't really get a chance to set it up or what build was great, but like I said, just focus on the intellect and discipline and you'll be fine. Other than that, I think I covered everything. If you guys have any further questions, definitely leave a comment. I'll be responding to that. And as far as that goes, I think I'm done, guys. So you guys can, rest easy. I'm done talking. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning into another video with your boy Acrylic. As always, this has been your boy Acrylic. And if you don't love me by now, then fuck you. Just kidding. I love you guys. Peace out.
Yeah.